So this year, when it comes to Get Home Safe, I plan on doing, if possible, 21, let's say 18 to 24 different events in 2020. I want to do at least 8 all-women events. And when I say all-women events, I want it to be like a safe space for women. I want there to be wings. I want there to be Prosecco. I want them to know that they're loved. I want the room full of women with other women know that it's okay to reach out if they need help. I want to work with more women therapists. I'm very interested in that.
I can get you connected. I can get you tapped in.
I'm here for that because, unfortunately, my position within this game that we're playing, that we don't have a rule book for, people think that I am a media face. They see me as an opportunity to come on camera and talk. And my rule when it comes to this mental health game that we've been a part of within, for me, I'd say 4 years publicly, the last year strongly, is I need to work with you. I need to understand that you really care about the community that we're touching. You're not simply gonna just be a part of whatever we're doing because you're there. No. Like Christmas, the Monday before Christmas, I publicly said, hey guys, I'm not posting anything for Mental Health Monday, got a lot going on, just trying to chill, but be with your family. Show love to the ones who deserve it and really appreciate the things you have. I got about 32 different DMs from different people. I was not expecting, saying thank you for everything that we've done collectively as a group. They appreciate the work that we're putting in, and I feel I have a personal responsibility to protect those feelings going forward with everything that we do, especially when it gets to Get Home Safe and creating these spaces. I want to do all men events. I want to create spaces for us where we get to have discussions like this, like real discussions. Women are entitled to their opinion and men are entitled to their opinion, but when those spaces are created, our opinions don't fucking matter as the opposite sex. I want them to be able to talk about whatever they need to talk about and feel, I'm glad someone made this for us.
No, for sure.
We need more yeses and less nos. Because it's Twitter is such an interesting place, and it's a good dynamic to get a measurement of the temperature in the room because people are giving away their opinions for free for no reason. And I learned from that when it comes to...
And they're brilliant ideas sometimes too.
Yes, and it's just there's so much that's there. And a lot of people don't realize that all you have to do is tell yourself yes in order to accomplish the things that you need to accomplish. We are so trained and conditioned in telling ourselves no, and it's that's your first mistake. You can't expect to succeed at something if you've already told yourself no, and question why it doesn't succeed.
Right, didn't mean to cut you off, but that's what I'm saying. Because when I got involved with Vice, it wasn't like an application. I literally DM'd the head editor of their health site. I sent her a Twitter DM. And I was like, hey, I would love to write for you guys. I don't have any experience, but I love the content that you're putting out. I've been a fan of Vice for so long. I would love to find, and I work in mental health. I would love to find a way to connect and write for Vice. She didn't respond for a couple days, but then she did. But then she finally DM'd me back. It was like, hey, Ryan, thank you so much. Here's my email. Shoot me an email. I'm gonna connect you to an editor.
Yeah. And that's it.
That's it. That's literally all it took.
That's it.
I literally sent the head editor of Vice an email or a Twitter DM.
Yeah.
She gave me her email. I was connected to my editor Rajul within the week.
Yeah.
And I wrote my first story. I put my first story out 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes that's all it takes.
That story touches on courage because you encouraged yourself.
Yeah.
That story, you envision the process and bringing this to life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You told yourself, hey, even if this doesn't happen, I at least tried.
I tried.
And I'm pretty sure if she didn't hit you back, there are other companies that you would have figured out who was who, and you reached out to them and tried to make something.
A little research. You have the entire world in your hand. You can figure out whatever you want to figure out in minutes. You got a shirt press. You know, we decided that we're gonna do these shirt things, but I'm gonna cut costs, get a shirt press, figure out how to do it, YouTube, buy one. And now you've done that. You know?
You know, like I told you today, what am I at? I'm at basically 60, 65 orders for a product that I haven't publicly advertised on Instagram.
Insane.
Or Twitter for a certain price that even I'm not comfortable with, but because it takes so much money to make this stuff, that's what it has to be sold at. And there are people who are actually interested in the product that we're selling, the quality of the product.
For sure.
And you heard my talk about the quality and making sure that it's up to their standard and what we're giving them. Like, I really care about the things that we touch, whether it be the recaps, whether it be these interviews, whether it be my team, whether it be my friends, even my
people
family.
Appreciate that. Yeah,
and they do. And I mean, for me, that means the world to me. Like, I had classmates from my first grade class that reached out to me, and that's why we're doing an event in New Jersey. I'm from Jersey. I wasn't trying to do no goddamn event in Jersey. They were like, hey man, come do an event in Jersey. I was like, I guess I'm going to Jersey. And it's like, I'm 30. For your first grade to 8th grade class to call you and say, hey, we like what you're doing in DC with these mental health pop-ups. We would like that. And now we created a panel that I'm going to be a part of. Never been a panel before. This is going to be very interesting for me. And I'm probably going to be the only person who doesn't have the credentials to be speaking on mental health in terms of I've gone to school for it, but I have the experience with the events that I've done, the people I've worked with, the goals in terms of what we're trying to do.
You're just as qualified as anybody.
And I want to show people that. I want to be the example of sometimes you have to do it yourself and learn the boundaries of what you're doing and how it has to be done correctly in order to do it if this is for you. And I want people to see black people stand up for each other. That's something important too.
Very important.
Because that's what I picture, that's what I envision this being. And those people who gave me well wishes for Christmas, those people who told me thank you, the people who've reached out to me, the people that are proud of what we're doing, I listen to all those people, but you know, sometimes you have to drown everything else and just stay focused on what you're doing. And that's what we're doing right now. Like, we may have an event lined up in Houston, New Jersey, New York, LA, and Atlanta before the end of 2020. And that's not a bragging right. That's I want to make sure we work with the right people in every 100%. Event we do, we put together, and it's well run. I want people to see our format and be like, you know what, I want to do that shit. I hope they take it from me. I hope they do better than me. I hope they do better than us. I hope whoever gets ahead of us is able to bring us to a new level that we have to reach, because like, it's going to take more than us for us to accomplish. But the things that we've done, I'm grateful for the opportunity that we really did breathe life into this. Because this is, as much as I'm a very angry person, which we know about that, like the underlayering and everything and where this comes from, having the opportunity to breathe life into this is what matters to us, especially when it comes to Mental Health Mondays. Like, what was that? 57 days or 75 or some shit like that, where I stayed up every single night to make sure I put up a post for Mental Health Monday every Monday.
And I get up at 5 a.m. and I see it there. I get up, I go up, I get up in the morning, I lay up at like 5 a.m. and I see, it's like clockwork every Monday. It's the first thing there every Monday morning.
Yeah, and it's not easy because I have insomnia, because I don't have insomnia. So it's just like, I stay up and I think about the words that I put out there and who they affect and who it touches. And is this genuinely a representation of what we're trying to do? Because on days that I haven't been able to post, there were certain days I was just too angry to really write something to affect people in the positive. And I was like, you know what? They don't need that. But there's someone who can benefit from what we've done so far.
For sure.
So I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's Mental Health Monday. We're about mental health. And I'm glad that we are people who are pulling from different backgrounds in order to do this, because you're a producer, a writer, and you run a nonprofit, and this is what you do. You feel what I'm saying? I run a couple establishments on U Street. I've been that guy to give out hugs for a minute, and I care, and I'm willing to do anything that I can to make sure we succeed in what we do. So I mean, sometimes all it takes is a yes.
Yeah. I'm ready to eat now. I don't know about y'all. I've been smelling my salad underneath for like a minute. Like, I'm ready.